Hey queens, hey queens, hey queens. We are going over how to be the best version of ourselves, right? So, what we are doing is a 30-day reset where we're going to basically we're challenging ourselves to just level up, right? Not to compare ourselves, to become a better version of ourselves, queens. These are the steps that I've taken in order to kick a lot of winter sadness is coming, right? That's going to be another video because that's a whole thing itself. Winter sadness, beating that depression, the things that we can do, the things that we don't want to do, right? So, if you are interested in a winter sadness video, right, and tips on how to get rid of that, not, and sometimes we can't just get rid of it, but we can make it better than what we deal with, right? And that is working on our energy. Drop below and let me know that you are interested in that video, okay, queens? But we are getting out our journals and we're grabbing our pens. Okay. I am your energy coach, Selena, and I'm going to share with you the steps of my journey that has helped me balance my chakra energy, balancing and all the things that I did and have tried to do and failed at it and all things like that. Right. But we've just did an inventory, queens, right? If you go back to our last video, we did an inventory of our self-care, right? We wanted to make sure that we are journaling and acknowledging what our values are. That's what we spoke on. And we also are making sure that we are getting rid of those toxic behaviors, the toxicity that is in our life, things that's no longer serving us, right? So we have to sit down, reflect, do the inventory, do the work, queens, journal, right? And figure out what values are for you. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes right in front of me and I am making sure that I am staying on time for you, queens, to not keep you long because I understand being a mom and having a business and doing multiple things. We are short with time, right? And time management is my thing, okay? Because even though I'm multitasking and stuff like that, I have a meal that is going to take a while. So I'm like, okay, let me do this. And that's the thing that we spoke on recently is the fact that we make excuses for ourselves when we don't have to make excuses for ourselves. But on the controversial side, when we multitask too many things, right, we can tend to not be present. Okay. So when we speak on energy and balancing our chakras, it's really about you listening to your body. But let's get back to our 30 days to reset, okay? But today we're going to focus on what will bring you peace. I apologize. What is going to bring you peace? And this is where you have to be honest with yourself. So we did the reflecting, we did the self inventory. We have to come to our core values, write those down, jot those down, and say what is going to bring us peace, queens, right? And really be honest with yourself. When we're being honest with ourselves, we can sit there and really stop procrastination. Procrastination is big for us, and a lot of times, procrastination can lead us to doing the things that we don't want to do, forcing us to do the things that we don't want to do. So, when I say that we have to make sure that our energy is balanced and we're really working on what is important to us, what's valuable to us, what's really the top tiers, prioritizing then we can sit there and be successful in the things that we want to do. We can plan the things that we want to do with action. So many times we create goals, but then those goals don't become something that we actually go forth with. So what does your peace look like, and how are you going to carry those out? Because our next steps eventually, right, when we come back again tomorrow, because we're doing this for 30 days. Okay, so bring a friend. So, like, subscribe, because you don't want to miss this for 30 days. How to become the best version of yourself. These are the steps I took. And I thought that when I was doing these things and doing the research and watching so many videos and reading so many personal development books, and which I love personal development books, right? But it doesn't start until you start and you paying attention to what is your surroundings, because then you can really get rid of what we actually are saying, instead of the cliched things of, oh, toxic behaviors, toxic ways, and toxic things and toxic people. No, it's really listening and paying attention to your environment. So, queens, what does your peace look like? What does it involve? What does it consist of? You have to be honest with yourself. And the next thing I have to say and add to this, right? We write these things down and put it in our journals, but then when I say actionable steps and making sure that you write down what you're going to do, because we're all different. I speak that all the time. I'm a queen with autoimmune disease. You may be a queen that can go sit there and work a 9 to 5 and not be tired or not be sore, ill, or anything like that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. We all live our own individual lives. That is the point. So, queens, what are you to do with the information that you have now, from you doing inventory, from you reflecting? Because let me tell you something. I reflected when I was doing my journaling recently, right? And I was reflecting back on a friend of mine that me and her had some challenges, but I still value her and I value her mind. This is one queen that I will always love and value. I call her my sister and everything like that. And she taught me so much. And one thing that, and the differences of how she taught me things, right? One thing that we had differences in, she may have thought that people not always know what they're doing, right? But then I may think that they know what they're doing. And then, but in certain situations, it could be vice versa. It depends on the person, the situation, all sorts of things. For instance, everyone is not educated in every area. We all have some type of ignorance to lots of areas of our lives, and not knowing lots of things, right? Doesn't mean anything less of you, right? We're all learning. I still learn from my young children. I still learn from my 21-year-old soon to be, right? And this is where we have to understand the fact of, we need to do the work. Because what are we doing with the information? Because we're not going to know everything, meaning you're not going to know what to do because you don't know. But then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking myself, it's common sense. You know. No, you're not going to know what to do. Everyone is not going to know what to do. For instance, my husband, he's a football head, and to him it's like 1, 2, 3, ABC, color red, blue, and black, kindergarten level. But to me, it's like a foreign language. So, what are you going to do with the information now that you have reflected? You've done the inventory, you listening to your body, because we're working on this journey of balancing our energy, balancing our chakras, right? So when we ask ourselves, what do we do with the information that we received and we have learned, right, from, then we have to see what seeds are planted. Because sometimes if you're not taking action and you're just receiving the information, then you didn't plant any seeds. And lots of times, this is why people fall off. And this is why we stay imbalanced because of our inconsistency to even show up for our energy, not someone else's energy and them telling us how to show up. Of yes, we know first thing in the morning, not we know, but first thing in the morning, wake up, drink your water. Why we do a lot of people say drink your water first thing in the morning, right? Again, ignorance to a lot of things. I never knew a long time ago until I actually start doing it, until I start being on my health journey to understand that water first thing in the morning is because your body needs that detox. It's detoxed overnight. Look at the things that is happening scientifically to your body. So a lot of people are gathering information and hearing the fact of drink water first thing in the morning time. Yes, yes, drink water first thing in the morning time because a coffee lover like myself, I'm going to sit there and dehydrate my body. Ding, ding, ding. Why we should drink water first thing in the morning? Because water is hydrating our body. So when we're saying self care, glowing skin, and waking up with that energy often and having that energy and pouring into ourselves, those things involve your actions of drinking water first thing in the morning time, drinking more water throughout consistently throughout the day, hydrating your body throughout the day consistently. So, what are you doing in order to plant the seeds that you need to plant in order for your journey to grow and your chakra to be balanced the way that it needs and you need it to be, right? So, we a lot of times we break, we fail, we fall down because of the plants, the seeds that's not being planted, queens. Okay, so create your story. What is your story saying? What is your story saying? So I challenge you, queens. This is what I would like for you to do. I challenge you to, in your journals, look at your situation, write down your situation right now, because a lot of times, obviously, you're here and you're saying there's things that I don't like or things that are imbalanced right now that's off. I'm struggling with that. I am sitting there just pulling my hair out about, and I don't know how to get back to the person that I need to be, not the old person, because sometimes the old person is not who you should be. We have to grow and evolve into a different person. And this is what we mean about leveling up into the queen that you desire to be. Because maybe the queen yesterday was frying chicken in a big pot of grease like I was last year. Last year, okay? Now what I do, I get my no, I get my olive oil and I use less oil now. So it's consistency. It's doing things correctly. It's doing things right. It's doing, not saying you're not going to break and you're not going to fall. You're not going to, but once you plant that seed on your journey, it can be a little bit easier. It can be a little bit easier. A lot of times people don't understand the fact of, oh, I'm doing things and I'm going to just to stop it altogether. I am not saying that I will never, ever again fry in a deep frying session. Okay. Just being real. Just being real. Um, but I challenge you, queens, to look at your situation from a new set of eyes. Okay. You may not know when you're growing and you're that newborn baby and you're that child, and your foundation, your root energy is being created, is being built, right? That foundation, right? You may not know a lot of times why, as an adult, you act the way you react, right? Or you behave the way we behave. But you know why you gained those 5 pounds that you didn't want when you was binge watching your show and made some cookies, like I did last year, made some cookies, had your popcorn. I don't eat popcorn, but had your popcorn, had your ice cream, and sat there and said, "This is my time to binge watch." And you're wondering why you have those unwanted pounds, you know exactly why. Okay? So those things are different. And this is why I say I challenge you to look at your situation now from a different set of eyes, a new set of eyes, queens. Because when we are leveling up and we're working on our 30-day reset, this is a step right here. Go back and replay this. Go back and share this with another queen that also needs to look at her inventory session from a different pair of eyes. Grab your journals, queens. I challenge you today. I dare you today. So, queens, make sure everything you do it the royal way. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you tomorrow for our 30-day resets.